Hello, everyone, and welcome to our September 2023 free webinar, Maximize Your Online Presence. I'm so excited that you're joining me today. And as you are joining, let me know in the chat where you're joining me from. So if you recall from our previous webinars, I have been trying to give you feedback on your websites, on your social media profiles, and I have run out of time every time that I try to do it. So I decided, why not make a webinar where I'm just giving you feedback, and that way, hopefully, I can cover all of your different websites and be able to give you some hopefully actionable ideas, some maybe even some critiques, if you will, of your websites and social media presence. So as you're joining me, let me know in the chat where you're joining me from so that I can see where you are in the world, because usually we have lots of people from all over the world who join our webinar, and I'm always excited to see where you're joining me from. So as I'm waiting for you to do that, because usually there's a delay. So I start talking and there's like about a 1 or 2 minute delay before I can see your responses in the chat. So then I just kind of have to sit and wait for you to do that. So as you're joining me today, again, in the chat, let me know where you're joining me from. And as I said before, that this session is, or this webinar is designed to then for me to give you feedback about your website, about your social media profiles, so that you can have a clear marketing message. So the floodgates have opened now, and I can see where you're joining from. So we have Barry from Morgan's Point Resort, Central Texas, a fellow Texan. I don't know where Morgan's Point Resort is, other than Central Texas. So I did not know that. Sherry from Manitoba, sunny Manitoba. Excuse me. Elise Chaisa. Hopefully I said that correctly. From Hartford. Lisa from Dallas. Another Texan. Carol from New Jersey. Wendy from St. Martin. Oh, it must be lovely in St. Martin. Linda from Oklahoma, Sarah from Louisiana, and I'm just going to skip down because there's so many of you. Elizabeth from Florida, Samantha from Long Beach, California, my friend Donna Reed on her way to Disneyland today. How exciting. Onisa from Baytown, Texas, another Texan. Gwen from Ontario, Canada. I was just in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. Monty from Canada, or California. I hope it's California, not Canada, or it might be the other. Deborah, hello, Debbie, driving back from Port Orange in Florida. And she's in the passenger seat, she says. So good. She's safe. Another Texan. Oh, hello, Kelsey. How are you from Kingwood, Texas? April from Washington, D.C. Monty from Orange County. So Monty's correcting me, not Canada, from Orange County, California. Tony from Johannesburg. Welcome. That's a long way away. I don't even know what time it is there. Aisha from Chicago. Brandy from Aloha from Hawaii. So welcome, everyone. So glad that you're joining me today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you're still joining, just let me know in the chat where you're joining from. And give me 1 second. There we go. So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Veronica Wasek. I am the founder of the 5MB Academy for Virtual Bookkeepers, where I help bookkeepers to become better bookkeepers. I'm the CEO and founder of Mavency, where we provide consulting and bookkeeping for Shopify sellers. I'm also the founder of the 5-Minute Bookkeeping YouTube channel and blog, and also the founder of the Facebook group 5-Minute Bookkeeping Community. I hope that you're all members of the 5-Minute Bookkeeping Community. We have a very positive and uplifting community there, helping each other out. I am a top 10 as well as a top 100 QuickBooks Pro advisor. I am a certified public accountant in the state of Texas and also advanced certified in QuickBooks Online. And I live in Sugar Land, Texas, where it's still very hot, although we have a cold front, so our temperatures are in the upper 80s, I think. But that's a cold front for us, apparently. And you can follow me on Instagram at 5-Minute Bookkeeping and at Veronica Wasek. And my husband and I have a beautiful 90-acre farm in South Central Texas, right smack in the middle of San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. So we're about 90 minutes west of Houston and spend most of our weekends there working on the farm and now planning for our forever home. Hopefully will be built in about a year. So we're very excited about that. So just some administrative announcements. All content, handouts, recordings, and everything that I provide to you today is under copyright, and you may not record this webinar. We do have a handout today, although it's very limited just because I'm mostly giving you a lot of feedback today. So there's a little bit of review. So if you do not have the handout, don't worry about it. We'll send the handouts together with a recording after this webinar is completed. And if you want to interact throughout the webinar, put your comments in the chat. Later, I will give you instructions to provide me the link to your website or to your social media profiles. And you will do those in the chat. I will try to leave time for questions. So if you do have a question, then put those in the Q&A tab for me. And also, I have a new helper today. Her name is Jill Keel. She is my new VA. So many of you have interacted with Jessie Harris for several years, actually, and Jessie's still with the team. But I now have a new VA who will be my sidekick in the background, interacting with you in the chat, providing links when I mention different links and different resources. So say hello to Jill in the chat so that she can feel welcome. And there, yeah, Jill says, hello, everyone. Lucy is joining us from San Antonio. Oh, and she grew up in the Sharpstown area of Houston in the 60s and 70s. I grew up in the Sharpstown area too, Lucy. So we're from the same neighborhood. Yeah, I lived in the Sharpstown area until pretty much I got married, I think. So yeah, long time, small world. Yeah, thank you everyone for saying hello to Jill and making her feel welcome. So what is our agenda today? We'll do a very short review of what we've talked about before. We'll go into the live feedback, so I can spend most of my time giving you feedback about your websites and social media profiles. I'll go over some resources. I will share a discount code with you for the 5MB Academy towards the end. And then if we have time, we'll do Q&A. So just as a review, we have talked about your marketing message and how, because we lack clarity, we keep sending the wrong message. And as a result, we get no clients or we get bad clients. And then the cycle starts over because our marketing message isn't clear. And again, wrong message, wrong clients, and we're just stuck in that, especially in our industry. One of the things that we learned in our previous webinars, you cannot work with every client. If you market to everyone, you will market to no one. And most of us, again, we're trying to market to everyone. We're not sending a clear message and therefore not really attracting the right clients. We have to focus on helping our clients with their biggest needs. And their biggest needs consist of problems that they cannot solve on their own, and then problems that others cannot solve for them. And so that is a part of our messaging needs to focus on those needs that they have that, again, either they can't solve or others cannot solve for them. And we talked about value. So if you were here for the webinar that we did about value, and we talked about the tacos, if you remember that, we had Taco Tuesday, that we learned about what clients value. So they value essentially eliminating negative emotions, increasing positive emotions, saving time, and making money. Those are the things that they value. They don't value or don't necessarily value accurate and timely financials, even though that's what we think they should value. That's not how they perceive it. So clients value how they feel when they work with you, which is very different from, again, the timely and accurate financials. And therefore, your marketing message needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and it needs to be consistent. And that's why I wanted to give you feedback about your websites and your social media profiles, because most of us are not sending those clear, concise, and consistent messages to attract the right clients. And our marketing message also needs to include a call to action. What do you want your prospective client to do next? So if you have now attracted people to your website, to your marketing materials, to your social media, sometimes we're not clear on what we want them to do next, and then they give up and move on and do something else. All right, so as I promised, I was not going to talk very much about a deep dive presentation. I wanted to give you a review. So what I want you to do is in the chat, if you would like me to give you some constructive feedback about your website, by your Facebook page, LinkedIn, or other social media profiles, please put the link for me in the chat so that I can give you some feedback. And I see Melissa is joining us from Sugar Land, Texas, a fellow Sugar Lander. Hello. Wonderful. So I see some already. So let me get set up to do that. So give me 1 second. And that will be here. Okay, great. So I'm just going to go from the top of the list. So Rachel goes first with preferred books. And it takes a little bit just because I'm on the webinar software. Okay, fantastic. Oh, very nice. All right, I'm going to do Rachel's homepage, and then I'll jump around on to different pages depending on the website I'm looking at. All right, so this is Rachel with Preferred Books, Preferred Bookkeeping and Tax Services, LLC. I see that you do have a call to action right away to schedule a discovery call. So that's great. And ideally, you would like that to just link to your online calendar instead of like contact us or call us. If they're going to schedule a discovery call, you want that to link directly to a scheduling page so they can book with you. One of the things that I see here, you have quite a few tabs and even a lot of links that you might consider maybe having less so that it's easier to know how to navigate or where to go next. Sometimes resources, for example, under resources, you can put your newsletter, tax resources. So tax resources, newsletter, maybe have those live under a resources tab. The same with your blog, could go there as well. And I do like your photo right there, although let me keep looking. I would even probably go a little bit bigger with your photo. I'm assuming that's you. So if it's not, that should be you, Rachel. So the one thing that I would that I usually recommend is what we call the above the fold page. So if you see my mouse here going around this section, this is what's called above the fold. And that just means that when someone lands on your page, this is what they're going to see. And so it needs to typically we go for an emotion, because remember, value is based on emotion. And so what can we put here that would then have the client basically feel an emotion of like, I think she can help me. Right now, there's a lot for my eye to try to take in. And so what you might find, Rachel, is that maybe people are landing on your page and then leaving because they don't quite know where to go. So as I said, a lot of tabs, something on the left, something here. As I said, the schedule a discovery call is good, but it's getting lost. Now, positive things I would say, I like your color scheme. I really love your logo, and I would probably, if I were going to put an image here, I would go with some sort of smooth sailing, some message around that, like this picture, but I would put that at bigger. And then your financial, oh, what did that say? Your financial boat needs to stay afloat. I like that. And so I would probably make that bigger in order to then draw someone in. So I hope that helps you. But yeah, overall, I would say there's a bit too much going on and you want, especially a business owner with a limited attention span, to just go into something that draws them in, and then what's the next thing they need to do. All right, I'm going to go to Linda. And it's coachbusinesssolutions.pa.com. And she is a fractional controller and human resources team. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Okay, so this one actually has few tabs, which makes it easier. I think I would go for making this bigger, and I don't know, give me one, I just want to look at it on my bigger screen in case it reads different. I know you can't know. Okay, bring it back. So I would make this this image bigger. It's getting lost, and especially it's cutting this off. I'm not sure if it's supposed to say something, but we need something bigger, maybe going down to half the page of what this image is, and then your fractional controller and human resources team. I would focus on how do you help your ideal client? So we help you too, and then how you're helping. And I might then put your fractional controller and human resources team maybe in this area. Okay. Let me go to a different page. I'm going to go to About. Okay, so who do we serve? Nonprofit, digital, how do we serve you? Okay. You have a large font here. Although it's still a little hard to, I'm always looking at, does my eye know where to go? And there's definitely text here. I might even look at putting some images for each, like e-commerce being one image, nonprofit, another image, digital and creative service agencies, another image. And I would probably leave out the small business of all types, because now it sounds like, well, we'll take these, but we'll take anything. And so focus on what your niche is. So if it's e-commerce, nonprofits, and digital agencies, I would put those and highlight those. And I would probably have like image 1, image 2, image 3, and then have it say e-commerce, nonprofit, digital agencies. And then how we serve you, you might even look at putting some of the logos for Bamboo HR, QBO, NetSuite, Listio, etc. And the reason I say to put images is just because, again, when someone with a short attention span, when they look at text, they sort of go like, oh, it's too much, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, but the brain gets lazy. And so when we put images, it attracts your eye to go to something to look at. So it's just sort of a holding place to then have the eye move from one place to another. I hope that helps you, Linda. Let's see, Abiola. Abiola, if you can give me your link, because you didn't give me a link. I'm going to go to Victoria. And it is digitaldebitsbookkeeping.com. I'm going to give you some feedback about your URL. It's might be a little long. I might even just go with digital debits as your URL, just because, having to give somebody your email address and having it to be that long, and there's a lot of typing involved. Just I think over time you'll realize that you will be typing the word bookkeeping so many times. You might even buy the domain name just if you can find it for digital debits, and then have it to be an alternative domain, so that then even though your website is on digitaldebitsbookkeeping.com, you just use this other domain, and that's what you give to people, and you give to the public, so that when they go to that shorter domain, it still forwards them to this domain, and it just saves a lot of typing and clicking. Okay, so I have talked about the image above the fold. So this is what I'm talking about. The image is taking up the most of this above the fold section. However, you know that I do not like the calculator. So let's now focus on an image that will attract your ideal client. And especially if we are digital is not a calculator. So digital would be like, what if we want to go with the image of digital, what image would convey that we're modern, right? That we're virtual? It's probably not a calculator or a pencil. So I would probably look for a different image. But I like the logo. I like the company name. I like your navigation. This reads as a more modern website, and the more modern websites are definitely less navigation, so it's easier on the eyes. Okay, let's see, and also the contrast here, it's getting a little lost just because the background is sort of medium tone, and then your letters are white, and so it's easy to see this, but then my eyes are getting lost here because it's hard to read. And so if you whatever image you put here, Victoria, make it a darker image so it'll be easier to read. I like your logos here. I think that adds to your credibility, so that's good. And you're going right into why you should outsource your bookkeeping. And I like this image. It just, it reads of overwhelm, which it supports the whole idea of outsourcing your bookkeeping. I'm going to go to the contact us. And, application to become a bookkeeping client. Fancy. I like that. Okay, so people, they're not just like, hey, I'm going to contact you. They're actually applying to be a bookkeeping client. So that then you're positioning yourself as, I'm a professional. Not everybody gets in the door. I'm exclusive. So I like that. And then you're asking very specific questions. Fantastic. Yeah, that's actually, you got that from your website from Wix, and Wix is, I mean, if you guys don't know how to set up a website, Wix is one of the apps that you can use to set up a website. But overall, I like the color scheme. I like, as I said, the look and feel of the website looks good. And then at some point, Victoria, if you have a niche, then here's where you want to then start emphasizing that you're working with a particular type of client. But overall, oh, and I love this. Sorry, I didn't see it before. Discovery, diagnostic, review, get started. And yeah, and the steps. How does it work? It's right here. Love it. That's fantastic. Yeah, very nice. So just a few words of, for some things that can be improved, but overall it's a very nice look and feel of this website. And especially, as I was saying, kind of easy on the eyes. There's an image, there's a heading, there's text. My eyes know where to go, especially, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So very good, Victoria. Let me go to Sarah with Penny Clear Bookkeeping. And by the way, guys, if you like some of these websites, please don't copy them. You can be inspired by them, but don't copy them. We each want to be unique. We each have a different different personalities, different clients that we're attracting, different ways to communicate our messaging. So just as an FYI that, if you liked Victoria's website, don't copy it. Just be inspired by it. All right. This is Sarah with Penny Clear Bookkeeping. And yeah, so again, this is what I would say more of the websites that we're seeing now that are a bit more modern. And so you have the clear logo, the company name, the navigation being less things for your eye to look at, the above the fold image, and then this some sort of messaging that is evoking an emotion. So taking care of the book so you can take care of your business. And then a call to action right there. Let's chat. I'm going to click on the let's chat just to see where that takes me, because I'm going to then look at the call to action. So immediately it's taking you to her Calendly page to book a consultation call with her. And the only thing, so first of all, awesome. This is great because a very clear call to action right in the above the fold section. And then it takes you to her booking page. I would probably not want to call it a consultation call, because then it sounds like you're going to be giving free advice. I typically call it a discovery call, but that's your preference, Sarah. But you just be aware that sometimes people think that, oh, I'm getting an hour of free consultation, which is not, unless that's what you're planning to do. But it says it's an opportunity to find out what issues you may be experiencing with your bookkeeping and financials, and then how they can help the client. So that would be the only thing I would change. But this looks wonderful. And let me go, I'm going to go to services. I love that many of you are doing diagnostic reviews. That makes me very happy. Okay, so again, when I was talking about how we can have a list with an image and wording, let's see how, like, just by having even a little check mark, your eye knows where to go, and it breaks up the space so that then your eye kind of can land on each thing that you want that person to see on your site. That looks good. And so we have a get in touch. The only thing I would say here, Sarah, is that if you want them to book a free discovery call or your consultation, I would probably also put that link here somewhere, and I don't see it. Yes, so now, okay, so let's talk about call to action. So we said you have a great call to action on your homepage, but now look at visually, I now I'm seeing a get in touch. I have a phone number, I have an email, and I have a subscribe, and more phone number and more email. So now I'm getting confused. I'm the business owner. I'm confused. What am I supposed to do next? Do I call you? Do I email you? Do I fill out this form? And so now, if you want them to book that free consultation with you, then that needs to be here, and it needs to replace these things. So you only want them to do one thing, which is book a discovery call with you. So then that needs to be consistent. Remember, we said clear, concise, consistent. Are we clear on what we want them to do next? Is it concise? Is it just like click here? This isn't concise. We got too much going on. And then consistent. Is it on every page that you want them to book a discovery call or a consultation with you? All right, we're going to go to Dana. Threadbookkeepers.com. Oh, the rat, sorry. The rad bookkeepers, not thread. The rad bookkeepers. Oh, I love it. Okay. I'm loving the colors. Give me a second because I'm loving it so much. Now I'm like getting excited. Bookkeeping solutions for short-term rental owners and realtors. Oh yeah, I think I saw you on Facebook. And I was giving feedback about your company name. I remember that. Yes, so you have a very specific niche, and it's front and center. So there is no question that you work with short-term rental owners and realtors. So when we have a niche, we need to make it front and center. Like, this is who I work with. For two reasons. One is it reinforces to your ideal client that this is all we do, and therefore we're different and we're better because this is all we do. And it also then, so it's attracting the right client, and it's repelling the wrong client, because marketing is about attracting and repelling. So then we're repelling the wrong clients because we don't need someone, a construction contractor. They're not an ideal client. But I do love the name. Let me look. And again, an action, call to action right away, free discovery call. So again, front and center, this is what you need to do next. I love this, who I am, what I do, and who I help. I love that your picture is right there, Dana, and that it's reinforcing the fact that they're working with a real person. And again, free discovery call. So again, no question of what you want them to do next. And then you have some of your certifications and information, and then ways we can help. So training, virtual bookkeeping, cleanup, catch up. The only thing I would say, Dana, is for some reason, visually, the contrast between the white font and this aqua color in the back is a little bit hard to read. So you might play maybe with a different color. I know that this aqua color is sort of your color everywhere, but in places, especially I would say here, it's a little bit hard to read. But in terms of the bigger font, it's very clear what you're looking or what you're trying to say. So you have your testimonials. That's fantastic. Yeah, and I love how you're reinforcing the RAD theme. I think I would definitely have that going through the entire website. You just go to, okay, so this is a one-pager website, so it's all there. So when you click, it just takes you to that section. And then we go to contact. So option 1, free discovery call. Option 2, email, or option 3, call. Again, I think it's easier, just book a discovery call, unless you're getting too many discovery calls, and then you want to maybe they want to send you a question about whether they'd be the right client for you. But yeah, this looks good. I think I think my main comment was about the contrast between the light font and then the aqua color in the background. And perhaps it's my monitor also, but again, you have to consider people's monitors read differently. And perhaps that's why I'm not seeing a clear contrast. Good job, Dana, on your website and your branding. That looks really good. Let's see, Barry has, let me copy paste on that one. He says he is working on his website, so we will see. Safe Hands Bookkeeping. Okay, so as I said before about let's not, if you have a computer on your images, or especially a calculator, take it out, okay? we don't want to have those on there. Go Enjoy will take care of the books. I like this, but this is very busy with this other image on the background. So I would put just a color, something, one color in the background so my eye can then take in these images. The other alternative would be just one image for because I like this Go and Enjoy Life, and maybe even Go Enjoy Life instead of Go Enjoy. We'll take care of the books, and then maybe have just an image behind here, just because I wasn't sure what it was too many images to look at. And again, remembering that you have about, I don't know, now it's probably a second or two for somebody to look at your website when they land on it and decide whether they're staying. And so if there's any sort of confusion or too much information, then people just pull away, just because if their brain can't process, they just move on to something else. I would probably put these logos somewhere else, just because, again, too much. I mean, we have your logo, we have your company name. I love, and you are specialist in e-commerce and cleanups. So I would probably take these, put them in a different place, and then even this quote also, put it somewhere else. Make it as just, again, clear, concise, consistent. So make it clear for someone to, if they're looking at it, what is it, and not have to sit and wonder what your website is. Okay, so you already have some messaging here. We don't need another one here. So you need to pick one or the other. Don't sweat the details. We'll keep track of them for you. And so pick one or the other, but you don't need one and then the other right below. And I will definitely emphasize specialists in e-commerce bookkeeping and QBO cleanups. I'd probably put that in my above the fold section, just so it's very clear. So let's say that you decide to keep this one. Don't sweat the details. We'll keep track of them for you. And then we would put specialists in e-commerce here, so that when we are helping them, we are communicating that emotion, evoking an emotion, and then letting them know that this is our specialty, so that an e-commerce seller will land on your page and know that, oh yeah, they work with clients like me. All right. And then we have some navigation. Let me go to this. Let's get acquainted and see if there's something there. Yeah, so again, you don't need an image in the background. If we're now you want me to look at something on top of this, or we need something very faint in the background, because it's hard to then, again, my eye doesn't know where to go. But I love this picture of you with your wife. And so I would emphasize that. And probably even make your picture bigger even. Yeah, okay. Very good. Let me go to Abiola. Scale your store with experienced e-commerce bookkeepers. Love it. Okay. Okay, so Aviola has the above the fold image, the a statement that evokes some emotion. Now I see two calls to action, so you're gonna have to decide which one do you want me to go for, because now I'm competing. They're competing for my attention. So let me see where find out more takes me. Okay, I would probably, if I'm going to then ask them to do something, either this needs to be a book a discovery call. So don't take them to another page of your website. Just if that's, if you're ready, if they're ready to book a discovery call, put it here. And then let's see, 7 steps to boosting e-commerce profits. I would probably put that a little bit further down, or maybe have it be a pop-up. But I would just keep it to one call to action in this section, because again, now it's competing for my attention. And let me go to services. I'm going to go tax just to be different. So they're in Canada. Yeah, so see how now you have your 7 steps for boosting e-commerce profits on the right? That's a good place to have it in this particular case. Okay, so, and again, we have this get in touch. So again, call to action. What do you want them to do? Consistent, concise. We have this get in touch. We have a request a consultation. So which one do you want them to do? Because now it's a little bit confusing. And I believe that's also a link here. So again, what is, we talk about cheesecake in my in my company a lot of, if I want you to eat cheesecake, how do I present the cheesecake to you so that you will know that you want the cheesecake? Okay, because sometimes we put all these things in front of the cheesecake. So just show them the cheesecake. What is the next thing they need to do to eat the cheesecake? Okay, so one call to action. There's a bit too much going on here. All right, I'm going to go to Donna. And, let's look at Donna's world. So let's see. So this is Donna's entrepreneurial world. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, your virtual, let me go to that one. So Donna is a content creator, educator, and has several brands and things that she does as part of her overall brand. And so sometimes that can get confusing, because then, okay, do we want that to be a bookkeeping client? Do we want them to buy a course or join your membership? So it needs to be clear then on who are you, so that they can know where to go. Like I'm an e-commerce seller and I need Donna services, or I'm a bookkeeper and I need to sign up for her membership. So this is the one on virtual bookkeeper. Okay, I would say, Donna, I love your all the colors that you're using, but I feel like you're overusing this aqua type turquoise color in the background a little bit, just because then the text just sort of kind of runs together. So you could break this up by either using less of your turquoise color and then adding more white to the page, and then adding some images. So as I was showing before, where there's either a check box or an icon or even a small image. So for e-commerce entrepreneur and business owners, then you have an image and then you have your text below it. And then entrepreneurial clients is another, because otherwise you're having someone kind of read through a list and they're not inclined to do that. But I do love that you are very clear on your 15-minute discovery call. That is what you want them to do. Same with booking a call. So again, very clear as to what you want them to do next. But I would definitely break this up to where there's less text, more images or icons, so that then the eye knows where to go. And then with this sort of gold color, it is a little bit hard to read at the bottom in terms of the contrast of the colors, at least on this screen that I'm looking. It may read darker. I see on my other screen it actually reads as a brighter orange, but not in this particular screen. All right, let me see how we're doing with time. We're doing okay. Let me go to Aisha. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of rushing some of these now because I'm taking too long. Okay, so ibalancethebooks.com. And Aisha, I feel like there's a little too much white space here. If you can make your image start right like where this line is, it would be better. Otherwise, it's just in other websites, I didn't know where to go because there was too much. In this one, it doesn't know where to go because there's not enough something going on to draw my eye to where it needs to go next. But so if you try to maybe crop this picture or make it take up the full width of the page, that might be better. And let me see what it says. Successful business owners know the importance of quality bookkeeping. Okay, so that is true, but we're trying to attract an ideal client based on emotions. And so we think quality bookkeeping is important, but they may not. So if we can then think about what would be something that then saves them time, helps them make money, removes negative emotions, and increases positive emotions for them. And if we work on a statement that would better communicate it would be a better use of this space. Because I have talked about in previous webinars where, like the cheesecake, we want them to eat the cheesecake, right? But we keep giving them the cheesecake recipe instead of giving them the cheesecake. So the cheesecake recipe is the equivalent of, well, clients need quality bookkeeping, they need timely bookkeeping, but the cheesecake is the emotion of the excitement of eating that cheesecake. You can use ChatGPT to help you with this. And I did recently publish a video on YouTube explaining how to use ChatGPT for your marketing. So Jill, if you can find that link and share that in the chat, that would be great. All right, let me go to services. Yeah, so there's a lot here on, I would say, like, the traditional, the things that are making us vanilla, okay? Just a plain cheesecake, the calculator, the charts. What can we show that would evoke an emotion or even a theme? So if you balance the books, let's find a theme for your website that might then evoke an emotion and then help you be more self-expressed in your own website. Because when we do all these websites with pictures of computers and calculators, we're all doing the same thing. And so then we're not differentiating ourselves from other people, because then we all come across the same. And then when people are saying like, well, Susie Bookkeeper is charging me $25 an hour, why can't you? Well, it's because we're not doing anything to make ourselves look different from Susie Bookkeeper. Okay, I'm going to go to Wendy. And Aisha, I hope I didn't just say negative things about your website, because that was not my intent. But I like your company name, and I like your message about you balancing the books. But it's just more about then what can you do to differentiate yourself. And Jill just shared with you guys, she pinned the chat, she pinned the link to the video that I was just talking about in the chat. So it's the Chat GPT for bookkeepers, how to become a marketing machine in 3 steps. And so that will show you how to use Chat GPT for your marketing. And I think you'll find it very helpful. Okay, so Wendy is quick win bookkeeping, an easy win for small business. Okay, specializing in service-based business accounting. All right, you already know what I'm going to say about your images, so I will not repeat myself again. Try to make your image go all the way to take up the full width of the page if you can. I don't know if you can do that. So overall, I'm just going to, whatever I said already about all the images that look kind of the, businessy, computers, calculators, even this one, that kind of reads like a judge. I'm not sure how that relates. But I do like that you say you specialize in service-based companies. And so let's see, our mission is to improve your accounting processes and maximize your bottom line. We use our proven 3-step methodology to take your business to the next level. I would capitalize on this, your 3-step methodology. And okay, so it's right there. So I would probably get to the 3-step methodology pretty quick, because I've got text, image, call to action, text, image, another call to action. And so I want to, if my 3-step methodology, because that's what makes you different from other bookkeepers or other accountants, I would emphasize that right away. And then I would probably put a 1, a 2, and a 3, just so that it reads as a list. And again, I don't know if it's my screen. This needs to have more contrast. I'm not seeing enough of a contrast, at least on the screen that I'm on, which apparently that's been in it. Maybe it's my screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. And I think, again, focus on what is the call to action that you want them to take. And it's just the one thing that you want them to do, as opposed to have one here, one here, one here. So what do you want them to do, and be concise and consistent in that message? Wendy, focus on your niche, service-based businesses, and your 3-step process, and then a clear call to action. Tabis, let me go to Tabis. Good Works Bookkeeping. Okay, your prescription for financial health, our comprehensive bookkeeping services. Okay, let me see where Let's Chat takes me. Okay, so right to, so again, I said about the free consultation call, maybe rename it a discovery call. And okay, so I like this, balancing the books, healing the bottom line, your prescription for financial health. I think I would take that piece out. Let's say your theme is now financial health, and maybe like some sort of medical type imaging or images. Go with that. Let me pick About Us. Okay, there's Tabis. All right, here we go. So I knew there had to be some reason why there's a healthcare theme. So you are a virtual bookkeeper with a background in healthcare management. Let's see. So Tavis, is your niche healthcare or businesses in the healthcare industry? So if that is the case, then that needs to be more clear here. Or if that's not your niche, then definitely play up the whole financial health theme. I would probably carry that through. Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, you've got that going on already. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, and I love that you have your call to action right there. Let me go back to, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. There's something about this image, Tavis, that I'm not liking. I think that's why I keep going back to it. You might find a different one. It's a little hard to, like, I don't know what she's doing with her hands. I know she's holding a stethoscope, but for whatever reason, it's not reading. It's kind of confusing me a little bit. So maybe find a different image. But I like the theme that you have. And so let me go back to the About Us page. I would then move our team up. Okay, so people want to see you. They want to then know who you are, that you're the owner. And I would give a little bit more information about you to personalize you. Because you talk about your background in healthcare management, but then you go into your love of numbers, but that was it. That's all I know about Tavis. So I want to know more about Tavis. Give me a little bit more about you, so that then people can then relate to you as an individual. Stephanie is next. Oh, we have so many of you there. Oh, no, it's not that many. Okay, I'll try to get to all, but I cannot promise. Okay, Stephanie, passionate bookkeeper that cares. McCann Bookkeeping LLC. Your success is my success. So Stephanie has her call to action. I'm looking at your logo. Oh, it's like a lasso. How cute. Okay, I help business owners to free up more time, raise business moral financially, and create more cash flow in their business by cleaning up errors and categorizing for. Okay, so this is a little too much here, and I would probably even make it one short sentence or short phrase of how you help them. So it's got a little too much. I like the freeing up time, creating more cash flow. Those are positive emotions. So I would probably just keep something about that. But then there's a little too much about cleaning errors and categorizing. That is for later. Okay, my mission. Whether you're brand new business owner or seasoned business owner, I'm able to help you. If your bookkeeping is not your zone of genius, let's pick the perfect package for your company's goals. Company's success is my business. Okay, so I'm just going to click on learn more and see where it takes me. Oh, so this is for email. Okay, so you don't want them to email you, Stephanie. They want to book. You want them to book a discovery call, generally speaking. Just because you don't want to be getting emails from clients, it's not getting them to now commit to the next step, which is booking a discovery call. So if you get a free app like Calendly, then they'll be able to book that discovery call with you. So then this will then take them to that link to where they can book that call with you. And I do like this with the images. So this is what I'm talking about, putting images with text so that your eye kind of knows where to land. And in this case, I actually like these images because they're a bit more modern and minimalistic. So In this case, I'm going to say it's okay to have pictures of a computer, just because they read modern. Okay, so this actually, I love this. I lay the foundation for a future that not only creates peace of mind, but also helps you move forward wisely. This would be great to actually put here. Okay, so put that here in your above the fold, and that would be a good place to put that. Let me see this call to action. Book a call with Stephanie. Okay, so that's your scheduling page. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So you want to then replace this link with the same link. Okay, make that link to your scheduling page. Okay, I'm going to April. Accounting plus tax services. Welcome. Okay, I like these things to pop up. This is April, but now you're okay. What do? Do I click on here? Do I click away? So I'm just probably somebody's going to click away. So then you're defeating the purpose of having them sign up for your academy. So I would probably put this to maybe after 30 seconds to come up, because otherwise now it's competing for attention and most people will click away anyway. Okay, so let's see. Each business has different needs. Our team of accountants are ready to meet you where you are. Again, work on a different image, okay? And maybe just, we are ready to meet you where you are, might be your theme here. So take the extra text away. Just we are ready to meet you where you are, or ready to meet you where you are. And let me see where this goes. Let's get started. So it takes them to your contact page. So again, we were talking about maybe having them go to, and like here, make an appointment, to your Calendly. So again, make all your calls to action be consistent, to just take them to the one place. Let's see, did this go to a different, okay. Oh, was this a different image that I saw earlier? Because this is different now. Oh, okay, I see. It's going, you could do that or just stay with one image. Yeah, so again, too many choices here. We're losing them. And yeah, and then work on your images here. They're reading a bit older. So look for maybe more modern images to put here, or something, if you pick an overall theme, to then have all those images be about the same thing. Tax buzz. And I'm not sure what tax buzz is, or if these are testimonials. Maybe if these are testimonials, to put testimonials up here, because otherwise I like, is this a different logo from that one? It confused me a little bit. Okay, those are your certifications, and then your blog. Okay, one thing as feedback here is that when we're looking at this on desktop, it's starting to look like there's a lot to scroll through. And then if you consider somebody on their mobile looking at your computer, it's going to be, rather, if you think about someone on their mobile phone looking at your website, it's going to be very, very, very long. And so you might think about editing your home page to have less images or less content, so that someone can get through on mobile. And then again, with the clear call to action, because I not seeing, well, there's a lot of learn more, but what is the call to action that you want them to take, and probably have it more front and center. This is getting lost a little bit. I'd probably put it on the home page so that, again, somebody on mobile can more easily find that. Brandy, I'm getting to you, Brandy. Account queen. Oh, love it. Okay. So, Brandy, if you're the account queen, I want you to work the queen theme. Okay. So I would have some picture of royalty or something that evokes royalty, to then work that theme throughout, because you have a good idea with your company name and your logo, but sometimes there's that disconnect. And remember, we talked about our messaging gets confusing because, like, she's the account queen, but then, okay, is there anything about that reinforces that message? And so I would probably have you then take a look at how can you reinforce that account queen messaging throughout your website. And this request a quote, let me see where that takes me. Okay, and so again, I think we all need help with consistent calls to action. So now I can book a call, I can email you, I can call you, or I can request a free quote. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. So if you want them to, I think that it would be better if they book the discovery call with you, if that works best for you. And then that is the call to action throughout your website. Book a discovery call. If you only want them to request a free quote, then don't give them so many choices because they don't know what to do. And especially, again, on mobile, this is going to go first, this is going to go second, this is going to go third. And so then, they're swiping through, they're not going to see what you want them to do. Okay, let me go to Derek. And I think let's see, a couple more. Let's see if I can. I'm almost out of time, so I might have to just finish with Derek and then wrap it up. So Montgomery Bookkeeping, book a consultation. Let me see where that, okay, so that goes to Calendly. That's great. And Derek just has on the image, do more. I like that. Very nice. Okay, so you have some good copy, meaning words, but too many words. And so think about maybe even, can we make this a bigger font? Something that gives the eye something, because otherwise it all reads as one thing. And we tend to just make it like swipe or just keep going because it's too much text. I like this. I would probably put it on a different page. So in your about, okay, so this is a one-pager website. Okay, in that case, it's all going to be there. That's fine. I think I would give it a bit more breathing room, especially, okay, so visually, I'm in green. Green background is this. If this is a different section, I would use a different color for this section. So about Montgomery Bookkeeping is the different colors section, so that then visually I'm looking at different sections. And if you haven't, so give more information about you, some personal information that you're comfortable sharing. And then here I would just call this services. Yeah, so I think overall, your sections need a little bit more breathing room. Like see how this contact us is like there's not enough breathing room here to visually know that you have different sections, because otherwise it's running together too close. And then your images, yeah, I think again, pick a theme. I mean, you have this like super cool modern office. I think I would keep that theme going. maybe here, here as well. And again, consistent call to action. All right, that is all the time that I have for going over the websites. I'm just going to share some resources real quick with you guys. And let me share that screen. Oh, boy, hold on. Okay. So as I said, your marketing message needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and needs to be consistent. And as a result, I put together a 3-step marketing system, and where you clarify your marketing message, you amplify that clear message, including that clear call to action, and then you convert your qualified leads into clients and put together a marketing strategy in which I talk about mindset, brand, your value, your ideal client, picking a niche, your marketing message, and your call to action. And I put all of that together in my course called Market Like an Extrovert. So I would like to share with you a 10% discount to my online course, Market Like an Extrovert, where I go in depth into all of the things that I've been talking about and how you can put together a very clear marketing message, how you can amplify that message, and then how you can convert those leads into clients. So I've shared with you a code, a QR code, so that you can go directly to the course to learn more about it. Jill will also share the link to the course with you. And then the discount code, as I said, this is a 10% off code for the course, is 10 off, and put that link in the checkout page. And I'm sorry, I didn't have enough time for questions, so I apologize. But if you would like to ask more questions of me, then go ahead, and if you're a member of the 5-Minute Bookkeeping community group, please put your questions there, and I will be happy to answer your questions in the group. Starting next month, I'm going to stop talking about marketing. We're going to talk about virtual bookkeeping workflows. So we're going to talk about apps, workflows, bookkeeping checklists, quality control, and we're going to go through a few months of that. And I will even have Ben Stein with Keeper to come and do a demo with us. So thank you so much for joining us. Again, I apologize if I didn't get to your website. And I thank you so much for allowing me to give you my positive feedback and critiques on your websites, and I hope it will help you, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.